Okay, so today we're going to take the Chase Bays clutch line and run it up. I didn't actually change the clutch master cylinder. I ain't gonna lie, I had a hard time even just getting one bolt out in the clip. I couldn't even really get to the other bolt. So I put the one bolt back on and the clip, and when we pull the dash out to do the cage, I'll change it then. Until then, we're gonna do the line. That's all I'm gonna do for now. So that'll at least get us moving forward, and part of that'll be changed. So I want to kind of size it up and see exactly where it lives and all that. So that's where we're gonna start. I don't guess it comes with any directions. I just need to figure which way's up and down. So, all right, let me get it out and then we'll start looking at it. All right, here we go. Okay, so on the Chase Bays clutch line, as far as I can tell, there's one end that's got like, I guess it'd be a 90 on it with the bolt threaded through. It goes on top. So where you'll find it, let me get a light on it, but I'll show you. Okay, here's your clutch reservoir. There's the lid. And if you'll go down right there, you can see how it's on, and it runs under. And you can see the yellow tab. That's where it's on the neck of this yellow tab right there. That's the yellow tab on the line. So it goes right down through that way. Like I say, it goes under, so directly down in that way. I've got it snugged up pretty tight. I'm the kind of guy where I want it tight enough where I'm comfortable with it. If it leaks, I can go a little tighter versus stripping it out and not just, knowing or trying to guess. So that's the top. And so now we'll go find the bottom side and we'll attach it. All right, so you'll come down to your slave cylinder, and this dude right here, so here's your slave, and you'll see where the line goes in right there. Take that guy loose, if it will. If you got a good set of line wrenches, that's the way to go. So you take that guy loose, and it's gonna leak some. You'll lose some. It's normal. Okay, so let's try to get some of this stuff out of the way. There's a little clip right here that you can, if you can get it off, kind of allow that to go back this way. At least out of the way for now. And we'll take the soft line out completely later. But we'll just get this back out of the way somewhere. Okay, and here's our line that's came down from up there, and now we got to figure out the angle to get it just right. Don't cross thread it, don't do anything of that nature. This thing has to be in just right. So you can see it goes up there, and push it back out of the way here, and we'll find something to tighten that with. I think it's like a 10 or 12. So you take your 12, you tighten this jewel up. I wonder if 11 will work. I got 11 in my other hand here. Actually, it's 11. Yep. I got one just in case, and that felt kind of loose. Okay. I feel pretty snug there. We'll get some brake cleaner, clean all that off, and then we will try to bleed this thing. I bled it a little bit by myself, best I could. It feels like the clutch is actually a little harder to push, so that's actually a good thing. That's what we were going for, because it felt like way spongy. So my son will be here tomorrow. He's going to come in for a little bit and help me work on bleeding this, and he's going to change the tires and stuff so we can get this thing ready to take back to the house and get it out of the shop, so I can work on some other things, namely that the other IS300, the silver automatic. I'm gonna see if I got a power steering set up for that. If I don't, we may just run it for now, but I definitely have to fix the fan switch so the fans will kick on, so it'll cool. But yeah, all right, that worked. All right, here we go. Okay, so you want to look at the way the belt runs too, so you're going to pay attention to that. But when you push this down, that will free up the belt. And that will give you all that right there, so you can take the belt off. So what I'm doing is taking the power steering pump off, because I do believe it's bad. I hope it's the power steering and not the... That could be the AC too. That spins free enough. Yeah, I can feel that grinding. So I've got the 2 bolts out of it. There's actually 2 bolts that go through the pump, if you can see here. So like in through the holes on the pump. And then there's a 17 on the side, which turns one of the lines loose. And then there's one that goes to the reservoir right here. Alright, so what the difference is in the reservoir, I can't talk. So see how this one, that's about the same placement, but you see how one actually, right about there, how this one just goes straight out and that one actually turns back. That's kind of the difference in them. So I'll have to pull this reservoir off and put it on the new pump. So that's what the difference is in them. Okay, so on this one, this is the good one. I can hear it is the ding from me spinning it. This one, you may not be able to hear it, but that's the difference in them. This one's bad. Okay, so I went through all the power steering pumps I have, and I don't have the same one. So I'm going to go through some stuff I've got at the house. If I have one there, I'll bring it tomorrow and finish this up. If not, I'm going to have to probably order one. I'll do some more digging around here. I don't think I have one. I think I have them all right here. So there's like a total of 4 or 5 laying here. And they're made different. There's a piece that comes out, and then the fitting's there for the one, or it's just at the bottom of it, there's a hole at the bottom of the pump. And that's the way this one is. And so the line, it's a hard line, and I can't get it to bend or turn to get hooked up here. Had the same problem when I did my IS300. I ended up having to use my IS300 pump and change the reservoir. No, I had to leave the reservoir on it. That's what it was. I was just going to use a different one just because I didn't want to have to take it off or whatever, but I had to pull it off of my old motor and put it back on because it wouldn't fit. And all the ones I have are that other style that I couldn't get to fit. So that's about as far as I can go with this right now. So I will put this job on hold for tonight, try to find the parts or get them ordered, and if I don't have the parts, I'll go paint or something out at the rental house. So yeah, that's where we'll go from here. All right, here we go. All right, so I dug and I don't have one of those things. So I've got to go home, see if I got one there, because evidently there ain't one here. I've been through all these motors, went through those, that one on the end, all my parts here. Yeah, I just don't think I have one. So kind of of sucks. Now, nothing wants to start. Like, this one's dead, my son's dead, so I have to jump it off just to move all this stuff so I can leave. Yeah, so now we gotta deal with all that. So, all right, here we go. We did, however, end up with a bunch of tires and wheels, and evidently I left my son's car. The lights are on, the brake lights are staying on. So, yeah. So, got all these wheels off the BMW, off of all just random stuff we had laying around. There's actually some really good tires on here, so figured we'd go through all these, and some of them are bad, some are really good. So figured we'd go through all of these before we buy any more, because we went through those tires pretty quick for some expensive $565 tires. So these are free, we've got them. And the wheels, we're done with these wheels, so we're just gonna haul them to the scrapyard tomorrow. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. All right, so here it was. I was trying to jump my son's car off. I jumped it off, had a brick under the back tire to scotch it with. No big deal, done it 100 times. Unhooked the jumper cables, brought them in, set them in here, closed the Subaru up, locked it, went to put the hood down on his car, and there it went. So it rolled off and hit the rollback. And so now the trunk's caved in, the tail light, that crunched it pretty good. He said he ain't mad, but I don't think he realized how bad it actually is. It's pretty bad. That's what happens, me trying to work with myself and not have no help. And I thought it was scotch, I've done it a bunch. Something else to work on. I feel bad, it's my son's car, you know what I mean? Dang. But yeah, that's what we got. I feel horrible.
I'm feeling high. I'm feeling high.
I'm not a body man at all, but I got it where it'll shut. I can throw a tail light in it. That way we can continue on drifting. It's fairly straight. Tail light fits in it. Again, I'm no body man. Got the trunk halfway lined up over here. It's a little low. Looks pretty good on this side though. A little bit of a gap, but it closes. And yeah, I'm no body man whatsoever. So, with the new tail light bolted in, I feel like it'll be okay. At least enough to drift it some more. So, all right, here we go.
I'm feeling high.